Hi there, welcome to this learning series where you will going to explore each and everything which you should know about before taking the certification exam. Myself Pranjal Srivastav and I will be your course instructor of this course Microsoft Azure Architect Technology. As per the new role-based Azure certification path, this Microsoft Azure 300 exam is the primary steps towards becoming a Microsoft certified Azure solution architect. This exam requires experienced candidates who is proficient in roles including like Azure development, Azure administration, and DevOps, and they should have expert level skills at least one of the any of the domain which I discussed. However, while seeing this requirement, some of you feel that it will be quite unfeasible for you to go for Microsoft 300 Architect exam. But if you are having a little bit experience about the domains which I've talked about, then you can easily pass this certification exam with little bit making strategies. These are some of the basic information regarding this certification exam, that it will contains to 40 to 60 questions. The exam will be 165 US dollar. Then the exam duration will be about 150 minutes, which is just equivalent to 2 hour 30 minutes, and it will require 700 marks to pass this certification exam. This Azure exam 300 is a part of the Microsoft certification on Azure Solution Expert. So once you become once you clear this certification exam, then you will be able to become solution architect. A solution architect is person who is actually a designer who doesn't having a high skill of development or managing the all the things, but he knows that how you can handle all the things all together and make your product more feasible, more efficient, more optimized solution, and which having the advantages of cutting down the cost of the services and many more things. So a person who is a cloud architect, he having the knowledge of all the different domains, but little bit, but when it going to design a thing, a solution, it will be more futuristic things, so it will make your solution more optimized. As you can see on my screen, in this certification exam you will going to get this skills like deploying the configuring the infrastructure, implementing the workload and the security, create and deploy the apps, implementing the authentication and the securing the data, develop for the cloud and for the Azure storage. As you can see, different percentages there on my screen, like 25 to 30%, that this first module having the weightage of 25 to 30%, this second module having the weightage about 20 to 25%, this create and deploy apps having the weightage of 5 to 10%, implementing the authentication and the securing data having the 5 to 10% weightage, and the last module for developing the cloud solution for Azure storage will be about 20 to 25%. So let me talk about this first module about deploy and configuring the infrastructure, which having the weightage of 25 to 30%. Here you can see that you will going to learn about that how you can analyze resource utilization and the consumption. I told you before, the architect having the main role, the main objective to cut down the cost and also make the solution more in optimized manner. So he also must know that how you can utilize the resource and the consumption. So he will be able to monitor the expenditures and analyze all the things, that how you can make the solution more optimized and more effective. So these are some things which architects should know, that using the diagnostic settings, creating the baseline for the resources, creating and the REST alerts, then creating the action groups, monitor spend, report on spend. These are some things which architect must know about it. Then creating the and configuring the storage account. This is the another thing which architect must know. Here in this module you will going to learn that how you can configure the network accesses to the storage account and how you can configure into a storage account, then installing and using the Azure Storage Explorer. And in this part of series I will going to show you how you can use this Azure Storage Explorer. It is very easy user interface, just like your file explorer in the Windows, so it will let you make your work more easy and handle all the storage services easily. Then from here you can also manage the access key, also you can monitor the Azure monitor logs and many things. Other thing in infrastructure, you will going to learn about VM. Then the things you will going to learn in this module, that how you can configure your VM in high availability, then configuring the monitoring, networking, storage and other things into your VM and deploying it into a large scale. Then automating the deployment of VMs. These are more things which you're going to learn. Then implementing the solution that uses the VM, like provisioning the VM using ARM for that. Then creating the connectivity between your virtual network, VNet, and also I'm going to discuss about NSG, also network security guard. And virtual networking is another important topic where you will going to learn about how you can configure your private and the public IP address, your network routings, the network interfaces, subnets and virtual networks. Also you're going to learn that how you can manage your AD, which stands for Azure Active Directory, so that you can able to add custom domains, add guest users and giving the permission to the different users, configuring the Azure AD identity protections, joins and many more things which we're going to learn into that. Then implementing and managing the hybrid identities. Then the another thing which we're going to learn in this next module, implementing workload and the security, which is all about 20 to 25%, that how can you migrate the servers to Azure. It is very important that architect must know that at the time of data losses or any unhappen thing, severe things happen, then what action should be taken, because he's having a futuristic scope, so that he can able to do a proper thing at the time of such problem. So these are some things which architects should know about it, that creating the backup vault, configuring the storage and deploying the Azure Site Recovery agent, backing up the data and restoring up the data and many more things like that. Then also another important thing is that how you can configure your serverless computing. Then implementing the application load balancing, it is another important thing. Integrating on-premise network with Azure Virtual Network. Here you will going to learn about it, how you can create and configure Azure VPN gateway, how you can create and configure site-to-site VPN, configuring the express route and many more things. Then RBAC I have already discussed about here. Then MFA, just adding the security facility into your services, that multi-factor authentications. Then another module about creating and the deploying apps, which is all about 5 to 10%. Here you're going to create web app by using PaaS, platform as a services. Web apps for your web apps is very important, that for creating that web app and then securing your web app and many more things to give a customer a good facility from this Azure platform. Then you will going to learn about container, Docker, Kubernetes, ACR. These are the container services of cloud, which I am having the practical section totally dedicated on this particular services. Then you will going to implement authentications and secure data. Then securing data is very important, so that the services which you deployed on Azure, is it safe or not, or is it safe from severe things like DDoS attack, man-in-the-middle attack and many more things. Data leak is another type of attack. So how you can protect your data, because data is very important at today's date. Then there is another module related to Azure Storage, where you will going to learn about CosmoDB storage, the relational database. This CosmoDB storage actually a NoSQL database, where you can to perform CRUD operation, create, read, update and delete. And relational database just like your SQL database, which you can going to also do perform. Then configuring a message based integration architecture using the event grid and Azure Relay services. Also you will be able to configure and create notification hub, event hub and the service bus. Then there is option for auto scaling also. So this is all about the different modules which are there in this certification exam. and as you can see there's different weightage, so you have to plan strategically that how you should devote a time for that particular modules. I hope you will going to perform best in the certification exam. In my next part of series, I am going to discuss all these different services and with their theoretical concept as well as practical approach also. So I hope you understand. So for till now, keep learning and keep moving ahead.